Hello students, in this video we are going to study some properties and theorems on normal space. In previous video we have studied what is T2 space, what is regular space, what is normal space, what is T3 and what is T4 spaces. On those basis now we are going to study few theorems related to those topics. The very first theorem is what we are going to prove is every regular Lindelof space is normal. So, if it is a regular Lindelof space, then it should be a normal space. So, every regular Lindelof space should be a normal space. That's what we have to prove in this video. So, what is our data? Our data is we are having regular Lindelof space. So, I am considering x comma tau as regular Lindelof space. So, what is a regular space? For x belongs to capital X and for a closed set F which should not contain X, there exists an open set G and H such that X belongs to G, F belongs to F is subset of H, and intersection of G intersection of G and H is null set. This is our regular space definition. And what is Lindelof space? Every open cover should have a finite subcover. If every open cover has a finite subcover, then we call it as a Lindelof space. Now we have to prove it is a normal space. To prove the space is normal, we should have two closed set F1 and F2 such that F1 should be subset of a open set and F2 should be subset of another open set. F1 intersection F2 should be null set. This is what we have to prove. So I have to consider two closed sets. So I am taking E and F or two disjoint closed set. It means E intersection F is null set. I am considering E and F or two closed subset of X. Then from our Lindelof space definition, every closed subspace of Lindelof space is Lindelof, right? Every closed subspace of a Lindelof space is Lindelof. Using this theorem, we are going to proceed further. E and F are also Lindelof. See, E is subset of X, F is subset of X. And E and F are intersection of E and F is null set. X is a null set, X is a Lindelof space. E is closed subspace of Lindelof space. F is also closed subspace of Lindelof space. E is closed, F is closed. E is closed subspace of X, F is also closed subspace of X. Also, X is Lindelof. Therefore, every closed subspace of Lindelof space is Lindelof implies E is Lindelof space and F is also Lindelof space. Now, we are having regular Lindelof space, right? So, from the definition of regularity, corresponding to a set E, it is a closed set, there should exist an open set, right? And for every X belongs to F, we are having E. For every X belongs to F, it means X does not belongs to E, right? Here we are having total sets, but now I am considering one point in F and a closed set to use the definition of regular space. there exists an open set Gx such that, what is the condition we are having? X belongs to Gx, subset of Gx closure, subset of E dash. This is what we have proved in previous theorem. E is closed, therefore E dash is open set now. Also, Gx such that X belongs to F forms a open cover for set F. See, X belongs to F means X belongs to an Gx. If Y belongs to F, then Y belongs to Gy, another open set, etc. Therefore, Gx forms a open cover for the set F and it is having countable subcover. Therefore, we can write it as Gxi, which is the countable subcover such that I belongs to N. Similarly, by regularity condition of X and a closed set F, here I am considering closed set E and an element belongs to F. In the reverse way, now I am considering a closed set F and a point belongs to E. Again, from the regularity definition, there exists an open set Hy such that Y belongs to Hy, subset of Hy closure, subset of F dash. F is closed, therefore F dash is open. Also, Hy, Y, whenever Y belongs to E, is an open cover for E and it is countable. Therefore, I can write it as Hyi whenever I belongs to N. Now, I am going to define Vn as, I define Vn as Hyn for some value of I. Hyn minus union of I belongs to capital N, Hyi closure such that I less than or equal to N. It means except Hyn, here we are removing all these elements till N. Hyi closures we are removing. So, Vn is equal to Hyn minus union of I belongs to N such that Hyi closure. What is the value of I? I is less than or equal to N. So, this we can write it as Hyn remains as it is minus X minus union of I belongs to N, Hyi closure such that I is less than or equal to N. See here, I am removing only this elements and I have to retain only this element. Now, here I am considering whatever elements in X we are having, we are removing all those elements here and again except Yn, we are going to remove all the elements of X. Similarly, I am going to define for Wn. Wn is, this we have defined for H, now we are going to define for Gx. So, Gxn intersection X minus union of I belongs to N such that Gxi closure I less than or equal to N. See, we are defining Vn and we are defining Wn. Clearly, Vn is an open set, Wn is an open set because Hy is open and it is closure means it is closed and we are removing all the elements from that and clearly Hyn is open. Similarly, Gxn is open. Therefore, we are considering Vn and Gn is open. See, sorry, this is intersection. because we are separating here only HYI. So here when we remove HYI elements, it may have more than this elements also. So here we are taking intersection. So Vn is Hyn intersection x minus this. When we remove closed sets here, we will be having open set here. This is also open. Therefore, Vn is open. Similarly, Wn is open. Vn means for particular value of n. Wn means particular value of n. Now I am going to combine all the values of Vn. It means I am going to combine V1, V2, V3, etc. I am going to combine W1, W2, W3, etc. So, I am taking G as union of Vn such that n belongs to capital N. Similarly, I am going to define H as union of Wn such that n belongs to capital N. Also, we are having E is subset of union of Hy. I belongs to N. How did we get this? We have defined as Y belongs to E. So whenever Y belongs to E, we are having an open set or open cover Hyi. So if Y1 is there, it will belongs to Hy1. If we are having Y2, it will belongs to Hy2, etc. So when we combine all the sets or when we combine all the open cover here, whatever element present here, it will present here also. It may have more than that elements in E also. Therefore, E is subset of union of Hyi such that I belongs to N. So this implies E is subset of union of Vn because we are defining this as Vn. Subset of Vn such that N belongs to N. So what is this? This is nothing but our G. Because G is union of Vn. See, we can keep union of Vn as it is. For simplicity, I am defining union of all Vn as another open set G. So, E is subset of G. Similarly, if we proceed like this, means F is subset of union of G xi. So, F is subset of union of G xi such that subset of xi, I belongs to N. And this is nothing but our Wn. Union of Wn is our F. Therefore, F is subset of H. So, we are having two closed sets E and F. It is subset of G and open set. F is subset of H and open set. Intersection of G and H is null set. Because intersection of Vn and Wn is null set. This is totally Hyi. This is totally Gxi. Right? Therefore, Vn intersection Wn is null set. This implies Vn intersection Wn is null set means G intersection H is also null set. See, if V1 intersection W2, so W1 is null set. V2 intersection W2 is null set, etc. What is G? V1 union V2, etc. Intersection H is W1 union W2, etc. So it means V1 intersection W1 union V2 intersection W2. V1 intersection W1 union V2 intersection W2 union, etc. This is null set, union, null set, etc. So, Vn intersection Wn equal to null set implies G intersection F is null set. Therefore, for two disjoint closed set E and F, there exist two disjoint open set G and H such that E is subset of G, F is subset of H. Therefore, this space is normal space. Therefore, x comma tau is normal. That's what we have to prove.